Hello. Hello. Sando Mobarak. Hello. I am delighted to be the first to welcome all of you to the 2022 Middle Eastern Cultural Programs Nowruz Celebration. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being here. My name is Michael Vidal, and I'm the Director for Diversity and Inclusion Initiatives in the Office for Diversity and Inclusion. Any time is a great time to be in community, and it is my absolute privilege to share this evening with all of you. Tonight will be a night filled with food, of course, music, dance, poetry, as well as an opportunity to reflect on the importance of peace, friendship, and the rich histories and cultures that make up this community. This program would not be possible without the tireless organizing, care, love, and work of our students, of course our campus partners, and Middle Eastern Cultural Programs team, many of which will meet today. We ask that in the spirit of care, that you really just be here and sit in the spirit of the celebration. And with that, I would like to introduce your MC for this evening. She is the program specialist for our Middle Eastern Cultural Programs. And I think I am not the only one in this room who can say that she has been a huge gift to Middle Eastern Cultural Programs and indeed the UConn community. So let's give a big round of applause to Netta Izadi.
Hello everyone, my name is Netta Izadi. Happy Nowruz. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sal Nowtun Mubarak, Nowruzatun Piruz. Tonight we have a variety of performances. We are going to start with a video of the president of the university. And then right after that we have a live music performance by Shuka Afshar. So, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Radenka Merrick, Interim President of the University of Connecticut, and on behalf of the entire UConn community, I'm happy to say Aide Shoma Mobarak. Each year, Nowruz reminds us of the importance of the family, community, faith, and culture. It's a time of the new beginnings. The spring starts, and also a time to reconnect with the things that we most value. Nowruz has been celebrated by people from different ethnic communities and religious backgrounds for thousands of years. It's time of reconciliation and celebration of cultural diversity and friendship among people and different communities. More than 300 million people around the world celebrate Nowruz, and I'm glad that it's being celebrated here at UConn. The work of the Middle Eastern Cultural Programs at UConn had already enriched our entire community, and I know they are just getting started. The MECP is a vital illustration of the importance to UConn of our students, faculty, and alumni and Middle Eastern heritage. The great diversity of cultures and backgrounds in the Middle East is reflected here in our community, playing a crucial role in our mission of being a truly global university. This year, the spirit of Nowruz is needed now more than ever. The challenges of pandemic have been relentless, and none of us has been unaffected. The renewal and reconnection presented by these holidays inspire us once again to feel optimistic and excitement for the future. Tonight, while you are enjoying the cultural programming and fellowship, take a moment to reflect how fortunate the university is to have the group like MECP to represent and uplift our diverse community. And university cannot be great without students like these, and you have my gratitude for all the work you do. Thank you, happy holiday, and go Huskies.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the live music by Shuka Afshar. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I can't be closer, my dress is Hello, everyone. My name is Shuka Afshar. I'm an opera singer, classical singer based in Boston. I, with my amazing band, we're going to perform Iranian folk songs, but arranged in jazz, and I'm going to sing with an operatic style. And so I'm going to introduce my amazing band members, Zach on the drums, Eden on cello, Simone on flute, and Max on the piano. If you feel like you want to snap with the songs or clap, feel free to do so.
America. So I hope you like the performance. As you may know, MECP, Middle Eastern Culture Program, is a new cultural program at UConn, and we are grateful that the Global Affairs is supporting us this year and next year. And also this event is co-sponsored by Iranian Cultural Organization and Iranian Student Association at UConn. Also, another person whose support has meant great deal to us for planning this event is Frank Toot, the Vice President of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. We are going to watch a video that he sent to us. Following that video, we will have a poetry recitation by Pejman Leach. Pejman is one of our grad students who is involved in MECP, ISSS, and a student association. And after that, a dance performance by Aftab Dance Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video of the Vice President of ODI.
I'm Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer here at the University of Connecticut. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to this year's Nowruz Celebration. Nowruz is one of humanity's oldest holidays, dating back almost 3,000 years. Today, more than 300 million people worldwide celebrate the new year and official start of spring. We are so thrilled that many members of this community have decided to make a home at UConn, and we are pleased to have been invited to participate in the celebration of your culture. We believe that the Middle Eastern community here at UConn makes it stronger. Today's Nowruz Celebration provides an opportunity to start again to celebrate joy over sorrow. The past few years have brought far too much sorrow for Middle Eastern students, staff, and faculty at UConn, whether from the presidential administration's policies targeting people from Middle Eastern cultural and religious backgrounds, from the lingering effects of post-9/11 hatred and discrimination, from international events that make many community members feel isolated, both their families and the larger community here at UConn, and from everyday microaggressions that persist during the pandemic. We are hopeful, however, that today's celebration and continued celebrations that our Middle Eastern cultural programs will offer throughout the year provide an opportunity for joy. In celebrating your culture, we celebrate you. Nowruz also promotes peace and solidarity between generations and within families. It is fitting, therefore, that Nowruz is the first official event of our Middle Eastern cultural program, which is a part of ODI's effort to promote peace and solidarity at UConn. We listened when you told us that existing structures of support did not address your intersectional identities or issues unique to your community. Your activism led to the creation of MECP to help address that lack of support. We are especially excited about the opportunity that MECP creates to facilitate coordination between student organizations and create a more cohesive community that will help make your living, learning, and working experience at UConn more meaningful. We believe that celebrations like today's will help bring awareness of Middle Eastern culture and history to the larger UConn community and play a vital role in building solidarity among the various cultural communities that make up UConn. Today's event offers a time of personal renewal, exchanging of gifts, and a general celebration of cultural performances and traditions. As you enjoy the many activities planned for this evening, we hope that this will not be the only time you feel visible here at UConn, but the continuation of our collaboration together to make UConn a better place for all. Again, thank you for hosting tonight's celebration, and we'll see you in the many more future celebrations to come. Thank you.
are preparing for like solving this technical issue that we have, which is unexpected. I wanted to just give you a brief description of what I wanted to present here. So my name is Pejman Delic. I'm a PhD student in biomedical engineering. From 2017, I was at UConn and have been honored to have the privilege to have experience to work with so many great people here that also they try to put together this event tonight. I want to welcome everybody from my behalf, and I wanted to give some brief description about Shahnameh before I start the video. So Shahnameh is actually a book which is arguably the most influential book of the Persian literature. And it actually is a masterpiece from Ferdowsi, the author. And it, so many are in disbelief that this book actually saved Farsi from extinction. So I have put together a couple of different slides and a video like of animation that's gonna summarize what we see in Shahnameh and in some simple words trying to read the Zahak and Freydun, a story from Shahnameh, which is a happy ending one, and that's gonna be the experience that we're gonna go through it. And this is my first time to be a contemporary Naqal. Most of our Iranian fellows knew what Naqali means. Naqal is actually a profession that people traditionally were trying to narrate through the stories of Shahnameh while everybody else were listening and learning and enjoying their time. So tonight I'm going to do that in English and in simple words, plus having a couple of poems and rhyming couplets in the middle of that. So I hope that the video can be played soon. It seems it's not. So
we changed the plan until the technicians are here to resolve the issues. So the dancers of the group dance goes first. After that, we have Pejman's presentation. Thank you so much.
تو میخوای جان محو دوتا چشمای زیباتم تو خوابیدی تناشم تنت عطر گل یاسم آره تعبیر این رویا با عشق تو پر احساسم سیاهی شب انگاری تو موهای تو پنهونم تو میخوابی تو عمق شب خدا رانایی میخونم تو از تو تغییر رویایی منو عشق و گل روز عجب تصویر زیبایی
performed by students and young professionals in the Boston area and has been performing in various cultural events in the Great Boston and New England area for 15 years. The name Aftab is a Farsi term that means sun. Please check this group on Instagram at Aftab Group Dance and their website www.aftabdancegroup.com. Thank you, and I hope we resolve the problem. It seems yes, so let me check.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pejman Galic and I am honored to introduce you Shahnameh Ferdowsi. Ferdowsi is a poet who lived about 1,000 years ago. His name is coming from paradise or Perdisi, which in Arabic version it would turn into Ferdowsi. He was born in a city named Tus in northeast of Iran. Shahnameh is his masterpiece, which saved Farsi language from extinction. It includes stories about kings, which the context is composed of 10% myth, 60% heroes, and 30% history. Some would call it Iranian Harry Potter, as it is the longest poetry by one single author, having 50,000 rhyming couplets. It is a world record. Today, I want to tell you a happy ending story from Shahnameh called Zahak versus Feridun. Are you ready? Perfect. Once upon a time, there was a generous, kind, and caring king named Merdas. He was a good man and he had a son. His son was not comfortable with his father and the way of ruling that he was doing. He had a huge amount of ego. His name was Zahak. Pursuing these negative feelings, Zahak ended up meeting Iblis, or let's say the devil. And they found each other as buddy buds. Iblis told Zahak that the one hurdle between ruling the world and Zahak is his father Merdas, and he proposed a way to eliminate Merdas. Unfortunately, Zahak, the huge ego son, accepted the offer. And that is how Zahak took the throne. After Zahak took the throne, Iblis, the devil, tried to seduce him this time as a chef by cooking steaks. We call it kebab. Can you believe it? It seems before this satanic plan, people were all vegetarians back then. After eating the delicious steak, Zahak asked the chef, "What can I do for you as your reward?" The answer was uniquely weird. He said, "My Majesty, let me kiss your shoulders." What a freak. Zahak accepted his request, and right after the kiss on the shoulders, two monstrous snakes came out of Zahak's shoulders. That's right. Never ever let a stranger kiss your shoulders. That's not healthy. Shahnameh is full of symbols. In this case, every night the snakes needed to be fed by brain of young people. And that was the only way to keep them away from eating Zahak himself. چو زهاک شد در جهان شهریار بر او سالیان انجمن شد هزار نهان گشت پندار فرزانگان پراکنده شد آن دیوانگان هنرخوار شد جادویی ارجمند نهان راستی آشکارا گزند. So remember Zahak. We would read the rest of the story in the second part. Thank you.
Thank you, Pejman, for the presentation. That was awesome. So for the next part, we will have a short video about Nowruz. I know some people are here and not familiar with Iranian culture, so we have a short presentation about a short video about Nowruz. And right after that, Golnaz Zamiri has a short presentation about Nowruz. Golnaz is the president of Iranian Student Association. Yes. And following the presentation, we have a live music and dance performance by Shuka and Aftab Dance Group. Thank you so much.
I'm
technical problem, so we resolved that and just we changed the plan a little bit. So the dance group and music perform first. Now we have the video, Nowruz video. Do we have that? Yes? We are ready.
Holiday that originates in ancient times, even before Zoroastrianism was practiced in Persia. Some say the holiday is 15,000 years old, though most agree on the still staggering birth date of about 10,000 years ago. Though there are many supposed origin stories in Persian mythology, many will say that the prevailing myth is that before Nowruz, seasons were not set and the weather could change at any moment. However, after prophets told the Persian king that a brutal snowstorm was coming, the king turned the weather into 4 predictable seasons, with the start of spring starting the new year, or, as New Year translates into Persian, Nowruz. Yet, as Zoroastrianism became the religion of Persia, Nowruz was adopted as the holiest day of the year, as it is the day Zoroaster created Earth. Because of its holiness, the celebration, though the first day is the most important, would often carry on for a week or two. This is still true today. When the Islamic caliphates took over Persia in the 7th century, they did not specifically try to remove Nowruz from the Persian culture. In fact, many later caliphs emphasized its importance. Nonetheless, even with the caliphate's collapse, Nowruz transitioned to a holy day in Islam for the Persian people. However, Nowruz's history had only just started. After the collapse of the original caliphate and the ones that ensued afterwards, the role of Nowruz in Islam in Persia was emphasized. However, when the Mongols arrived in the 13th century, Nowruz was at first discouraged or even punished. Yet, as the Mongols' rule began to weaken and the empire crumbled, the successor to the original Mongol Khanate, the Ilkhanate, would ecstatically embrace Nowruz in its entire territory. Due to this, Nowruz spread into many of the Turkic tribes to the north and east, the people of the Caucasus, and even some other specific ethnic groups such as the Kurds and Baluchis. Thanks to the Ilkhanate, Nowruz was no longer a Persian holiday, but rather a holiday celebrated across the Asian continent. Today, even more people groups celebrate Nowruz than during the Ilkhanate. Specifically, there are many groups in southern Russia today who celebrate Nowruz as well. To add to this, after the fall of the Soviet Union, all former Soviet Central Asian and Caucasus countries declared Nowruz a national holiday. Now, it is just as much a staple of these countries' celebrations as it is a celebration in Iran. Yet, though the name has not changed, there are some considerable differences in how it is practiced across the globe. In Iran, where Nowruz is most known to be practiced, the first day is marked by, among many other things, reading the Quran, singing and dancing, and spending time with close family. Iranians also make a table set called a haftzin. This has many things that families themselves choose to put on them, but the 7 essential foods to have in dishes are wheatgrass, a Persian sweet pudding, a Persian fruit, vinegar, apples, garlic, and sumac. These are said to represent the birth of a new year, but most families put other things on the haftzin, such as candles, painted eggs, goldfish, coins, and many other things that symbolize the beauty of the coming year. Also, nearly all Iranian families place Qurans on the haftzin. Iranians will also fervently clean their homes during this time. This is actually said to be the root of spring cleaning that many Westerners do as well. Iranians will usually visit relatives, friends, and neighbors for the entire celebration. It is believed that what a person does during Nowruz will be their fate for the rest of the year, so many become very happy and outwardly pleasant to be with. This also applies to the religious aspect of the celebration. Many will become more religious during this time, while also withholding much of their sinful behavior. Very similar to Lent for Christians, it is normal for those celebrating to promise to give up sinful behavior starting on Nowruz. Though the celebration can last many weeks, the official length of Nowruz is 12 days. After this, work and other duties will resume in Iran. These traditions are very similar in most of the world. Most of the people that practice Nowruz will visit relatives, clean their houses, read the Quran, and prepare a hafsin, for example. Yet, there is also much that is different. Afghans practice Nowruz with great passion. In the Afghan city of Mazar-e Sharif, red flowers blossom all over the fields, and many Afghans come to eat and enjoy the views of the city. Also in Afghanistan, farmers who work in the countryside will usually spend a few days in the cities where there are parades for them in order to celebrate their hard work. The planting season usually begins right after the celebrations. On top of this, the very popular sport of Buzkazi is played not only in Mazar-e Sharif, but also in all of Afghanistan, as well as Central Asia. As it is one of the most important holidays, if not the most important, in many Central Asian and Caucasus countries, many of the cultures choose to add their own culture's modifications into the holiday, including traditional dancing, foods, and attire. Nonetheless, though originally a Persian holiday, Nowruz is celebrated officially in 13 countries while being celebrated unofficially in nearly all Eurasian states today. All in all, it is a time for those who practice it to celebrate and enjoy life with their friends, family, and neighbors, as well as praise God and remember their heritage and culture.
Salam alaikum and khosh amadeen. My name is Golnaz Amiri and I am the president of the Undergrad Association for Iranian Students here at UConn. Today I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on our lovely Sofra Hafsin. The Hafsin, or 7 S's in English, is the arrangement of 7 symbolic objects whose names begin with the letter S or Sin in Farsi. This tradition is rooted in nature and is created by Iranian families during this time in order to foster both traditional and spiritual values. These items are placed on a special fabric referred to as the sofre. Sabze, which is a plate of sprouts, often made from barley, mung bean, or lentils, represents rebirth and renewal of nature. Samanu, a wheat germ pudding, represents fertility and the sweetness of life. Senjed, or oleaster, otherwise known as Russian olives, symbolizes love and affection. Sirke, or vinegar, represents patience and age, and before the spread of Islam, it was actually replaced by sharab, or wine. Sib, or apple, represents health and beauty. Seer, or garlic, represents good health. Somal, which is crushed up sumac, represents sunrise and the spice of life. Along with all of these symbols, there are other elements of the Hafsin that are also representative of different aspects of nature and life. The Aine, or mirror, represents the sky and self-reflection. Tokhme-morghe-rangi, or eggs, are another symbol of fertility, and they are usually decorated by members of the family. Sombol, or hyacinth, my favorite part of the sofre, represents the arrival of spring. Seke, or coins, are a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Mahi Ghermez, or goldfish, represents the last month of the Persian calendar, Esfand, and its turning around the bowl is a sign of the turning and changing year. The nokhudchi are the traditional sweets and pastries that we eat during this time. And lastly, the Kitab, or Book of Wisdom, can be the Quran, the Avesta, or the Shahnameh by Ferdowsi. When the new year begins, family members will open the book and consult the book for resolution or insight for the new year. Thank you all for coming, and please feel free to come up and take pictures with our lovely Sofra Hafsin. Salam Mubarak.
Thank you, Golnaz. for the presentation. So we changed the plan a little bit. Now we're gonna have the Pejman, the second part of poetry recitation. Because he's getting ready for his presentation, I would like to thank you MECP student coordinators who are full-time students and have volunteered their time to be part of MECP. Lana, where is Lana? Oh, Lana, she's not here. Lana, Irene, Ariana, where is Ariana? Okay, we cannot see, and Sahar. Thank you all. That's it. Thank you.
Right, me again. So, after 1,000 years of cruelty, one night Zahak had a nightmare. He saw a cow symbol would come after him and overthrow him. He asked all the wise men and women of the realm, what is the meaning of this nightmare? And nobody even dares to let him know the truth, except a brave person who told him it is about Feridun, a young person who is coming after you and will be the true king. Here I would read some beautiful rhymes from Shahnameh describing this dialogue. کسی را بود زین سپس تخت تو به خاک اندر آرد سر و بخت تو کجا نام او آفریدون بود زمین را سپهری همایون بود. After that time, Feridun was actually a newborn baby at the moment, living in a normal family with a rainbow cow, full of symbols. No surprise, but later on the cow grabbed Zahak's attention and he ate the cow with his snake. And this is how Zahak ruined Feridun's family, economy, and peace. Feridun became a young, noble, and brave person, and by a cow symbol in his hand, he led an armed uprising against Zahak regime. Zahak was confused and scared. He started to force his people to form an army and defend him against Feridun. He prepared a contract and forced his people to sign it and join the army. At this point, a hero who is the symbol of civil disobedience of Iran, named Kaveh, emerged. He was a working class person. He refused to join Zahak's army. He was the brave person who told Zahak, I'm not gonna fight for you against Feridun. Kaveh teared apart the contract and went toward the central square of the capital. He used his working clothes as a flag, and the flag actually turned into the Iranians' national flag for thousands of years afterwards. The name Drapshe Kavyali. At the end, Feridun and Kaveh joined each other and overthrew Zahak. Then they chained him to the tallest mountain of Iran, Damavand. سپاهی و شهری به کردار کوه سراسر به جنگ اندر آمد گروه ببستش بر آن گونه آویخته وز او خون دل بر زمین ریخته از او نام ضحاک چون خاک شد جهان از بد او همه پاک شد. Thank you for your attention and happy Nowruz.
Thank you, Pejman. So for the next part, we have a live music performance by Sarzamine Ensemble music band. Yes, they are here. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Shuka.
So the next three songs and our last songs are my compositions. They are based on Ferdowsi's poems, and this is a part of a big project I did at the Museum of Fine Arts 3 years ago with the same band, almost. And the first one is called Hafamaneshian, or Akamenik in English. I'm really not sure how it's Akamani from Hachamanishian. I hope you enjoy it. Shut down. This was a mixed media project, so we had a beautiful animation made by two Chinese animators at RISD School in Rhode Island, and they did a beautiful job creating like an animation of how Iran looks like, because it's all desert, right? So this one is called Ferdowsi. I wrote a song literally for Ferdowsi, and it has a different vibe. I hope you enjoy it.
Nowruz Stayed Untouched. So the whole album is actually called Nowruz Stayed Untouched. I wanted to write a project on the fact that nothing changed this tradition, and I think this tradition is what held our culture together. Matt on the piano, Ramona on the flute, Keegan on the cello, and Zach on the drums. Thank you.
Thank you, Shuka, for your beautiful performance. For the next section, we have Irene, one of our student coordinators. She wants to talk a little bit about MECP. Irene, can you please come up?
Thank you all for coming out. It's so nice to see so many people coming around the MECP. And I want to start by giving a big round of applause for Nada. We would not be here without her. So I'm going to keep it really quick for the sake of time. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the programs that we have. If you're a student and you want to get involved, whether you're an undergrad or a graduate student, we have some programs for you. And if you are not a student and you still want to get involved, we would love to have you. So first of all, we have a few mentorship programs that we're unrolling. The first is a peer-to-peer mentorship program. So if you are a student and you identify as Middle Eastern, we would like you to meet other Middle Eastern students and connect with them and help them, give them advice based off of your experience. So whether you want to be a mentor or a mentee, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, you can take a look at You can take a look at our website, or you can just come to us and we'll be here for the event. We also have a Husky Mentor program. So if you are a Middle Eastern student and you want to be paired with a faculty member or a staff member who is Middle Eastern, we can connect you. I think that's a good way to learn and aspire for your professional goals. So we have that. We are also doing a Cultural Ambassadors program. So if you are a US born student and you want to help a non-US Middle Eastern student maybe just learn a lot of the nuances that come with being born here. So cultural things about being born in the US, simple things like where do you go to shop and what is the slang that you use. So we're connecting people so that we can help other people reach their professional goals. And we are also opening up a marketing committee, so if you are interested in helping us with our social media, we would love to have you. Please contact us. We are not great with technology. So we have that. And we have started, Ariana actually, you're going to wave your hand a little bit. Ariana had a great idea to start a cultural stories initiative. So if you are Middle Eastern descent or you are Middle Eastern, you identify as Middle Eastern, and you want to share your story of being Middle Eastern or your story of coming to the United States or being raised in the United States, we would love to have your story. We want to put it on our website, really showcase our community. So we have that. And finally, we are working with Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services in New Haven to organize a run in April, April 9th at 3:30 p.m. on the UConn campus. It's going to be to raise money for refugees who are coming in from Afghanistan and from other countries right now. And we could really use your support. So if you want to come out for that or if you have questions, just come to us. We'll be here for the rest of the event and you can get some more information. So thank you all so much for coming, and I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Irene, sorry. I'm tired. So I know many of you are waiting for dancing. So just I want to say, this event never could happen without the student support and engagement. I would like to thank our team, Kushan Mohammadi, and Bola Zamiri, Arman Qureshi, Arman, Soshan Raj, our superhero, here on the sound, and Alex Pollen, I hope for Alex Pollen, she's over there, and Sahar Iranmanesh. Sahar, I cannot see her, okay. Nahal Bulurian, okay, and Roxana Garkani, and also and Aida Viai and Shala Marvasi. Thank you so much, Aida. I cannot see Aida, okay. So I know many of you want to dance, but if you don't want, we have food ready outside. You can just grab and go. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope to see you in our next event. Thank you. Bye-bye.